I'm going to go through some more examples from section 10.1. So just to recap, we've got this cast diagram: C for cos, A for all, S for sine, T for tan. That basically summarizes what's going on in a trig graph. So for example, if I took the graph of cos and let's say for example I've got remember these are angles here. If I had an angle of 40 degrees, which is there, if I work out the cos of 40, so cos of 40 degrees, I get this 0.766 here. There are other places where I'm going to get that, so here, so I want to work out what this angle is. And actually there's some negative values down here that are going to have like minus 0.766, so these ones, and we can use the cast diagram to work out what these angles are. And if I draw angles on here, if I draw 40 degrees there, I can work out what these other angles are. So this is 180 here. So you always like draw this cross like this, whatever the angle is turning to cross. So these are all 40 here. Okay, so here they're all positive. I want to find out where else, because this is a positive number, where else is it positive? Down here. So this angle here is 360 minus 40, which is this angle. This is 360 minus 40. So this is 320 degrees here, this angle here. Yeah, it's at the same height as that. And actually these ones where cos isn't positive, these tell me the negative values. So I got this value for cos 40. If I stick a minus sign in front of it, then I get it down here, and I can work out what these are. And I can do the same thing. So over here, this angle, sine is positive, but I'm looking at the graph of cos, so it's negative. This is 180 minus 40. So this is this angle here, this one, that also goes down to the same point. So this angle is 180 minus 40, so it's 120 degrees. And this angle here, another place where it gets down to that point, minus, that's going to be this one over here, which is 180 plus 40, which is 220 degrees. So I've got all of this information from the cast diagram. So basically from that cast diagram I've got this cos 40 from the calculator I got as 0.766, and it carries on. I also got that cos of 180 minus 40, which is basically cos 140, so cos 140 also equals 0.766. And from the other bits of the cross here I got that cos, this is 180, oh sorry, let's go back, I looked at the wrong one. So I should have had here cos 360 minus 40, so cos 320, that's 360 minus 40 is also equal to 0.766. Yeah, I'll write this out again clearly down here. So cos 40 is 0.766. Cos 320 is also 0.766. I could also look at this angle here as cos negative 40 is 0.766. There's loads of others. I could say, if I go around, 360. 360 plus 40 cos 400. That's 360 plus 40 is 0.766. Yeah, you can keep going around lots and lots of times. I could go around backwards here. So minus 320 cos of minus 320 is always also 0.766. So I've got all of these. I can keep going forever. But there are some values where cos of something is negative 0.766, and that's on these other bits here of the cross. Yeah, I was interested in these two. I originally drew this one. Cos was positive. That's the other place where it's positive. These two are negative over here. So cos of this angle here would be 180 minus 40, so cos 140. Also cos of 180 plus 40 cos 220 is minus 0.766. And again, I can go around in both directions and find loads of other angles which are also negative 0.766, and I got all of that just by getting that one angle from my calculator. All the others I got from the cast diagram. So what I'm going to do, exercise 10a, I'm going to go through just the questions on the left hand side so that you can have a go at the others. Right, so question 1a, it says draw diagrams to show the following angles, mark the acute angle OP makes the x-axis. So you're just drawing a cast diagram. So the first one, the angle is negative 80. So on a cast diagram, that would look like this. So this is 80 here. Yeah, so this way is always going to be where you get your negative angles. This way for your positive angles. And again, if I wanted to find all these other angles, I'll turn it into a cross, but I don't need to. 1b is the angle is 225. So it's positive 225, so I'm going to go around, sorry, this is f, 1f. So 225 just means going around to 225, so 0, 90, 180, 270, so it's around here somewhere. Yeah, and if we wanted to know this angle here, because this is 180, so 180 plus 45 gives you 225, so this is 45 degrees. And again, if I wanted to know all these other angles, whether it's sine, cos or tan, I'll turn it into a cross. Okay, so that's question 1, A and F. If I look at question 2, I'm only going to do part A. State which quadrant the angle 400 is in. Now to get 400, 0, 90, 180, 270. Remember this is 360, so I'm going to have to go around 360. 400 degrees is going to be here. Actually, that would be 40. So this is the first quadrant. Okay, so first quadrant. So the way that a cast diagram works is that this is the first, second, third and fourth quadrant. That's how we number it. The same with when we talk about coordinates, first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant. Yeah, so 400 degrees would be in the first quadrant because you go all the way around 0 to 360 and you carry on going, you end up in there again. Okay, question number 3. If I do A, without using the calculator, write down the value of sine negative 90. Right, so the first thing we want to do is to work out where sine negative 90 is on a cast diagram and find the equivalent angle. Right, so sine or negative 90 degrees is here. Yeah, so it would be like there. Now sine negative 90, okay, well negative 90 is actually the same as 270. Yeah, it's an equivalent angle because it's in the same place. So minus 90 degrees is the same as 270. And the sine of 270, well, if I draw a graph, 270 is here, right at the bottom. So that's going to be negative 1. I could have, I suppose, have drawn the graph backwards and gone to negative 90 that way. but we can use the cast diagram. Yeah, so we're basically finding equivalent angles. The next one we're going to do is F, because I'm just doing the ones on the left. So cos of minus 270. So again, I want to find what angle is equivalent to minus 270. So minus 270, minus 90, minus 180, minus 270, where it's here. So minus 270, the equivalent angle is 90. It's in the same place. So cos minus 270 is the same as doing cos 90. And cos 90, if we draw the graph of cos 90 is here, so it's 0. So we're finding the equivalent angle. Question number 4, we'll do A, F, maybe K. Express the following in terms of trig ratios of acute angle. So again, we want to work out what is the equivalent angle that's an acute angle. Okay, so sine 240, so 240 is going to be, so here's 240 is about there, yeah, 240 degrees. So what we're really interested in is like what that is, or what this is here. Let's put this one. So if that's 180 there, this angle here is 60 degrees, because 180 plus 60 is 240. We're going to do the cross like this, yeah, because the equivalent acute angle is not going to be over here, it needs to be over here. So CAST. Now, because we're looking at sine, over here, it's telling us the only thing that's positive over here is tan. Sine is negative over here. Now, where else is sine going to be negative? Over here. Okay, so for sine, this is like the equivalent angle. So this is 60. Now an acute angle here is going to be negative 60. So sine 240 is the same as sine negative 60. So I'll just run through that again. So we drew where 240 was on the cast diagram. We turned it into a cross. This is the original angle here. It fell in the T part, which tells us that sine is negative over here. We found the other part of the cast diagram where sine is negative, which is over here, and here we have our acute angle. So we're not interested in either of these two. So basically, if we worked out sine 240, we'd get a negative number. I'll show you. So if I do sine 240, I get a negative number, yeah. And if I did sine 60 or sine negative 60, I'd also get a negative number, and I get the same number. Okay, so we're trying to find a place where it's got the same sign. Part F, so this one is cos 110. So we'll do our cast diagram. We're going to find where 110 degrees is. So that's like there. We're going to work out what this angle is. That's got to be 70, because this is 180, so that's 110. So now we draw our cross like this. That means all of these little things here are 70, like that, yeah, because it's just a cross. CAST, the original angle fell over here, and that would mean cos is negative. And I'll show you, if you do cos 110, you get a negative number. Okay, so where else is cos negative? Well, it's not negative there or there. Cos 110 is negative over here. Now we've got a problem because it's asking for the acute angle. Now there are acute angles over here. Now remember, we said that over the value of this is negative, so the value of these two is positive. It's the wrong sign but the right value. So if we say cos 70, this is the wrong sign, but if we stick a minus in front of it, we now get the right sign as well. So cos 110 is equal to negative cos 70, or even minus cos of negative 70. So you could have either one of those. So because it landed here where cos is negative, this is the other place where cos is negative. If I want to use the other two bits of the cross where the sign is incorrect, then I just reverse the sign. Yeah, and that should help you with that one.